Hello and welcome back to another PAP Reports. Today is Monday the 13th of January 2020, and today we're going to start with something that is either going to be extremely shocking or absolutely no surprise at all. I really don't think there's a middle ground to this one, but police forces up and down the country have recently revealed that out of 1,757 sex offence suspects who are still wanted, as in they've yet to be found and arrested, police felt that they are only able to name 5 of them, with the rest allowed to have their identity withheld due to, get this, privacy concerns. All 45 territorial police forces were asked to submit the names, ages and photos of the wanted suspects, but a third of the forces wouldn't even reveal the amount of suspects that they're still looking for. It seems that's an attempt to cover up how many they've failed to catch right there. One Welsh police force revealed that there are 11 suspects missing, but were only willing to name 32-year-old Abdul Samad Ahmed Raza, who has been wanted since 2012 for questioning in connection with the abuse of 2 teenagers in Llanelli, Dafydd, with the remaining 10 allowed to hide behind privacy rules. It was reported that most forces chose not to release names at all of any of the wanted suspects, even though some have been wanted and have evaded arrest for almost a decade. A partner and head of data protection at a law firm said cops have to rule on the fairness, lawfulness and necessity in order to decide whether to hand over names of suspects. The Human Rights Act, which also protects privacy, says that names can be released by public bodies if they are a danger or to prevent crime. I think this covers that. Peter Keith Jones, who was convicted in his absence of raping a child, failed to appear for a hearing at Mold Crown Court in 2017. He was sentenced in his absence to 4.5 years, more than 45 years after the attack in Llandudno, North Wales. 3 years later, 66-year-old Jones is still missing. North Wales Police also named 1 other missing suspect from a total of 23. McLear Diller, 40, was convicted at the same court last year of 5 counts of sexual activity with a child. He was sentenced to 9 years but had fled to Malawi, one of 98 suspects thought to be abroad. Cheshire Police told of 2 of their 7 missing suspects. Tony Michael Donna is wanted in connection with a rape 3 years ago, and Shofik Meyer, believed to be in his 50s, is wanted in connection with the indecent assault of a child in Winsford in 2012. In Dafydd Powys, where 11 are missing, the force named only Abdul Samad Ahmed Raza. The Home Office told the Daily Mirror that those suspected of involvement in sexual offences are circulated on the police national computer, with robust measures to ensure suspects are found quickly, like withholding their names. Nothing in law prevents forces from sharing the names or images of suspects if it is considered to be in the interest of public safety, which I think this one is. This is a decision for individual forces. Well, it seems that maybe the individual forces are embarrassed about just how many offenders are still at large, and rather than release the information for people to remain safe from the danger of attack or to help the capture of these clearly dangerous people, they would rather pretend it's not as bad as it is. Now, with all of these dangerous people on the loose and roaming around, and remember that number of 1,757 is only from a third of the police forces, you would think that answering calls from the public would be a priority. I mean, several years ago they even set up the 101 service to make this process easier and quicker. 999 for immediate emergencies and 101 for non-emergencies. However, if any of you have ever had to dial 101 to make inquiries or report of non-urgent crimes, you will no doubt have noticed the delay in answering your call. I myself have had to call 101 for inquiries, and the longest I've had to wait is almost an hour and a half. So it may or may not surprise you that 4 police forces have revealed that the longest wait time has been over 3 hours for a call to be answered. A report has said that up to a third of people calling to report burglaries and other offences are actually abandoning their calls due to the long wait to have their call answered. 101 service is for many people the only way to make reports of incidents due to 999 call handlers unwilling to deal with anything but crimes in progress, and because many local police stations have now closed down. It certainly makes you wonder why they bothered with the 101 service in the first place. Figures recently revealed that 36.2% of crime victims actually gave up their call before it was answered from January to October in 2019 when calling Lancashire Police. 20.4% of people calling West Midlands abandoned their calls before they were answered in the first 9 months of 2019. The longest wait said to be recorded was by a caller who had to endure a 3-hour and 58-minute wait in the Greater Manchester Police area in July last year. The Metropolitan Police said callers had experienced waits of up to 3 hours and 19 minutes, while in Essex the maximum was 3 hours and 13 minutes. West Midlands Police, the second largest force in the country, reported a wait of 3 hours and 10 minutes. The four forces which reported waits of over 2 hours were Avon and Somerset, Staffordshire, Cumbria and my local force Merseyside. Now it is important to note that the average waiting time is much lower. But if you ended up being one of the callers with a genuine concern that won't be dealt with by a 999 call handler and had to endure a 2 or 3 hour wait, then this could, and indeed more likely is, adding to the amount of crimes that are not being recorded and or investigated. This of course means that criminals are getting away with more and victims of crime are getting no resolution or help for their problem. Yes, some forces do allow reporting of non-emergency crimes online, but this is not always appropriate, especially for elderly victims. Now, it's my own personal opinion that the request by forces for the public to report non-crimes and the adamancy for police to deal with non-crimes is a major factor in this issue. Criminalising free speech, allowing people to get police involved over arguments and the like, is simply causing the system to crumble. And if the police simply concentrated on crimes relating to harm, loss or damage, harm being physical harm and not a bruised ego or a hurt feeling, then this will indeed free up many thousands of police hours every week that can be put to better use, and, maybe over 1,500 sex offenders wouldn't still be roaming the streets. Special Constable 21-year-old Nafisa Hussain of Hawkshaw Bank Road in Blackburn has been given a second chance and spared being sentenced by Judge Nicholas Parry because she had to give up her job as a special and lost her job in a call centre. Boo-hoo. This comes after a lengthy pursuit at speeds of up to 130 miles per hour in North Wales. Hussain, who was spotted by traffic police and followed after she was observed weaving between lanes on the A55, when a pursuing vehicle attempted to pull her over, she sped off, taking roundabouts at speeds close to 60 miles an hour. A Stinger-equipped police vehicle brought the pursuit to an end using the Stinger device, and when police eventually found Hussain, she was hiding in a doorway and told them she bet they hadn't expected it to be a girl driving. Now to me, that sounds nothing like being remorseful at all, but rather some narcissistic boasting. Although on the 10th of January she was dealt with great leniency by the judge, she was still banned from driving for 18 months and ordered to take a retest after pleading guilty to dangerous driving and driving without a licence. And now we head on over to my home county to report on an unnamed police constable who was the focus of an IOPC investigation, along with a colleague who, after attending an incident where a woman called to report her partner was damaging property at her home, took cannabis off the woman who made the report and gave it to her partner before sending him on his merry way. The woman was told that no offences had been committed and that her partner was being advised to leave the property. It was at this point when body-worn camera footage shows the man asking the constable for cannabis. The officer was then caught on camera again asking the woman who made the report for the drug before the man was recorded thanking the officer for getting it. Police had to attend a property later that morning to record an offence of criminal damage after the complainant called Essex Police a second time to express her confusion about the no offence information she was previously given. An IOPC spokesperson, in their ever-increasing attempts to cover up wrongdoing, said, "During interview with our investigators, the officer admitted knowingly giving a quantity of cannabis to a member of the public during his attendance at the property. The events surrounding this were captured to some degree on body-worn video. Our investigation also revealed evidence in relation to how the two police officers who attended the domestic abuse incident had dealt with the allegations made by the woman and how they had responded to the allegations that her partner had damaged her property." The spokesperson said that there was insufficient evidence for a tribunal to find misconduct for the officers and their decision not to make an arrest but there did appear to be areas of the officer's performance which required improvement. No shit. They also said a tribunal could find supplying the man with drugs was a serious error of judgment which could be labelled as misconduct, but mitigating circumstances meant he avoided disciplinary hearing. The spokesperson added this was a single incident of brief duration. The officer admitted what they did and stated and would not deal with a similar situation in the same way. Therefore, we consider this could be appropriately handled by management training. We also recommended that the performance of the other attending officers in some area could need addressing. After reviewing the IOPC report, Essex Police agreed that both officers would receive management action in the form of a debrief, additional training in respect of the law surrounding criminal damage, and having full understanding of a number of relevant Essex Police procedures. It's nice to know that if it was the woman caller who gave the cannabis directly to her partner, she would no doubt have been arrested for supplying drugs. But having a uniform and a badge and being part of the biggest gang in the country, you can simply get told not to do it again. Until you do it again and get told not to do it again. Anyway, that's all I have for you today. Please like, comment and subscribe. Let me know your thoughts, as I know many of you will. And until next time, stay safe, look after each other, and film the police. Good night, all. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. If you like the content and you'd like to help support the channel, you can do so. In the description of every video there are some links to ways that you're able to help support the channel so I can continue putting out content. If you're unable to help us in that way, hit that subscribe button up the top there. If you haven't already, become a subscriber. That is support enough. Share the videos, comment, like, it all helps. If you're looking for something else to watch, up top there is my latest video. Down the bottom there is a video that YouTube recommends for you.